I'm going to show you the single most important thing you can do to improve your DPS in World of Warcraft. It takes 2 minutes to set up, it's completely free, and most players still don't do it. I get comments all the time asking me, yo, how much crit do I need, or is haste really better than mastery? And the answer is, it's different for every single character. It's called simming, and I will teach you how to do it. By the end of this video, you will know which items are the best from your bags or your vault, where to find your best upgrades, which gear you should craft for your character, and how much DPS your character can actually do. And as a little extra, I will show you how to find the best openers for your class, no matter what you play. Now, let's dive straight in. The first thing you need is a little add-on called Simulationcraft. It doesn't really matter where you get it from, CurseForge, WoWup. I'm gonna use CurseForge. Just type in Simulationcraft and you will find it. It's the first one with the SC symbol here, and just click on install. After that, boot World of Warcraft and check in your add-ons menu if Simulationcraft is enabled. You need the check mark here. Then just log in onto your character. Like you can see in my bags, I have quite a few items here with different item levels, which could be better than my current gear. The only thing you have to do in-game is open the chat and type /SimC, and this little wall of text will open up. Don't worry about that, you don't have to understand anything about this. Just press Ctrl and C to copy it, and it will close automatically. That's it, that's what you gotta do in-game. From here on, you want to go to a website called Raidbots.com. You could log in or sign up to make an account to have a history of all your sims, but for the sake of this, we're just gonna use a free account here. You can see we have different options here: Top Gear, Droptimizer, Quick Sim, and Advanced. I'm gonna go step by step here. Let's go to Top Gear. This site will open and you will see a text here where you can paste your Simulationcraft add-on data. Just click in here and press Ctrl and V. This will put the text we just copied in-game in here, and when you scroll down, you will see a bunch of different items. These are the items that your character currently has in your inventory. And from here on, it's pretty simple. Like, you just scroll down and let's say, look, I have these different belts. Right now I have like a 251, I have 2 others. Let's click them. I have a few trinkets here. Let's click this trinket here. You can also click on the little plus icon here to upgrade them. So if you want to find out how good this item at a higher item level is, you can do it here. For example, here this one is 233. I could upgrade it potentially to 250 if I had the crests. If you scroll up again, you will see that right now I don't have the crest necessary. If you want to test, just click on max all, and you can freely just put everything to the maximum to see which items are the best for you. And depending on how many combination you have, you will fill up your iteration limit here. By default, you can go up to 300,000. If you're a premium member, you can also go up to 20 million if you want to do a larger sim, but that's not really needed. If you scroll down, you will see the next section called Enhancement. Here you could test different enchants on your weapons, on your gear, to see what your character actually needs. It's important to click on Replace Existing Gems and Enchants for this to apply. Let's say I want to find out if my character needs the crit, the haste, or the mastery enchant for the rings. So I click, and you see the iterations go up by quite a bit depending on how many things you click. So you know what? I'm gonna remove the weapon here because I don't need the weapon, because I know that my 285 weapons is most likely better than this one. Still, if you're not sure, you can use that to find it out. The next section is talents. If you have different talent trees, you could compare it. If you want to test out one talent against the other, this is the place where you can click on your talents. And then what's important, go further down, and you could click on Find Top Gear to find it out, but it's important to check this one here as well. You see simulation options. Click here to open the window here, and here you can see what is going to be simulated. Sim stands for Simulationcraft, so this will be a patchwork boss fight, like no movement, only one target, like we can see here, for 5 minutes. Okay, the SimC version, weekly is the most stable one, nightly is sometimes more accurate, but you know, you can just leave it on weekly. That's fine, that's fine. And here you have different options. Usually, if you want to find out your single target, you just leave it at Patchwerk and one boss. If you click on Patchwerk, you will see like different options. What I do is mostly like 95% of the time, you will only use Patchwerk or Dungeon Slice. That's it. The others you can test out a bit, but it's fine. For Patchwerk, you can go with one boss, or if you want like multiple bosses or multiple ads, you can find that out. For example, if you want to test a pull in Mythic Plus, you know, you could go like with, I don't know, 8 bosses, or 10 bosses, yeah, depending on the pool size, and then for 1 minute and 30 seconds, around that. So you'll find out how much damage you actually would do there. But for the sake of this video, let's go back to 1 boss in 5 minutes, because this is the default. And then here, if you go down here a bit, show more options, you will find more things. By default, you have all the raid buffs, because this is for the raid. It's an ideal situation. Your character doesn't move at all. It just keeps hitting. Like, this is your potential maximum DPS your character could do in a perfect environment. This doesn't mean that this is the exact DPS that you are supposed to do in raid, because movement, because mechanics, because this, but it's a good benchmark for you to have. And here you can choose different potions. The defaults are usually fine, you know, but if you want to find out, you can use a different potion here. Different food, different flask, different augmentation rune, and whatever. If you want to test for a Mythic Plus comp, you just remove the buffs that you don't have in that comp, and then scroll down and find Top Gear. If you're on the free tier, you will have a queue most likely, but it doesn't take too much time. Sometimes on Wednesdays when there's a new reset, you might wait a little longer, but usually within 1 minute you will get your answer. After the queue is done, you will see that the computer is calculating, simulating all the possible combinations. And when it's done, we will see what the best items are for my character here. So let's see. If I scroll down a bit here, I see 69,000 is my potential DPS right now. Nice. With this build. And the only upgrade that I have, if you scroll down, it will be the belt that I'm using. Okay, because currently, with my current gear that I have, I would sim 68,800 DPS. This is my potential DPS. But if I replace the belt, I will get this. Also, it's using Nature's Fury as an enchant. As you can see here, this is the crit. This is the crit one. So I want crit on my rings, and I want the belt, and this will give me 599, around 600 DPS more. You can scroll further down. Like, for example, I also added this one. This is a 272 trinket. Technically, one might think it's better than a 263 one. But as you can see, it will be around 100 DPS less. You can also see that it says 5 variation hidden here. This is usually different variations of gems or enchants. So you can also click on here to see actual numbers here. So we actually see that crit and crit on my rings is 599, haste and haste is 558, crit and haste is 556, so it's around the same. If it's within 0.1%, it's kind of the same, it's a side grade. Like you can see, highlighted rows are side grades. And this also works with vault items. For example, I'm here on my paladin, pretty low geared, but if we check them out, I have like 2 items. It's a trinket and a cape, and after I open the vault, I just type again /SimC, I copy this, we go back to the site, click on Top Gear again, paste this one in, and when we scroll down now, we will see that there are different items here. The GV for Greater Vault. So I could click my vault items here to also check which one is the best. So now you know how to find out which gear is the best for your character that you currently already own. If you found that useful so far, make sure to hit that subscribe button for future guides and updates. And the next thing I will show you is how to find your best item upgrades and where you get them from. So here we go back to Raidbots and we click on Droptimizer. Again, we paste the data that we have here in this window, and this one looks a little bit different. It shows you all the sources that you currently can do. For example, the Season 1 raids, this will sim all the raids that you have. If you click on it, you will see that you can choose the raid difficulty from Raid Finder all the way up to Mythic. You can also click on the individual raids if you want a shorter and faster sim. You can click on world bosses and on Mythic Plus dungeons. Here you can choose the dungeon that you want to sim, and it will show all the items that can potentially drop there. And the cool thing is you can even choose the keystone level that you're currently running. Plus 10 is in the vault, 272. If you're running plus 10s, for example, you could choose Mythic 10. Or if you're running Heroic or Mythic 0 dungeons, just choose a number that fits your character the best currently. And then when you scroll down, you can even choose like base item level. This is what on plus 10 it would drop, like 266. You can choose to upgrade it up to the maximum of the current crest that you have. For example, here, Hero 6 out of 6. Let's put that in here. If you're on the premium version, you can also choose to sim all the dungeons at the same time. This is a bit of pay to win, but it's convenience. You don't really need it if you don't want to. You can also just sim the dungeons individually. So here you can also scroll down and you have the same options like we had before. fight style, number of bosses, fight length, and all the stuff. Usually if you want a benchmark, just keep everything on default with number of bosses 1 if you want to find out single target, or just increase the number of bosses if you want to test out multi-target damage. And then just scroll further down and click on Run Droptimizer. Again, you will be greeted with a little queue where you have to wait until it's done. This usually takes a little bit more time because it has to simulate more items at the same time, especially when you choose multiple dungeons and multiple items drop in the same rate. But in the end, when it's done, you will see which items are the best from this specific dungeon or raid for your character. Okay, this one is about to finish, so let's see. This list looks a little bit different. For example, here, this is like the dungeon summary, Nexus Point, like pretty much everything is an upgrade for me. But if we look at it, you can scroll further down. The best item would give me 1.4k DPS, which would be the shoulder. Look, the shoulder piece would increase my DPS by 1.4k. Then the trinket would also be 1.4. The finger would be 1.3, and it goes down and shows you what the best items are for you. I'm also going to show you an example for the raid. So you just click Sim again, and you go on Season 1 raids. Let's say my character is pretty low geared. I'm going to do normal. And I'm gonna upgrade it to Champion 6 out of 6, so I know what the best potential upgrades are. Here I do the same and I run the Droptimizer, so let's see how this will turn out. Look, this time we didn't even have a queue timer, so sometimes you're just lucky and you can just do it for free instantly. There we go, it's about to finish and we will find out which items from the raid are the best for my character. So let's see. This list looks like a little bit different because it shows you all the bosses. And on the first glance, what you can see here is which boss gives me the highest DPS or the potential expected value, you know, across all the items. You can also sort by the best ones. So, you know, this item here, the Gaze of the All-Seer gives me 2100 DPS, but overall, you know, all the items give me a lot of DPS. Now you know how to find your best items and where they drop. But what about the crafted gear? Let's go back to Run Sim again, and let's go back to the Droptimizer here. As you can see, we can have epic profession items, rare profession items, and also PvP. But for us, only rare and epic matters. So let's click on rare. These are the items that go up to item level 246. But usually you want to find out where to invest your spark and what the best missive for you is. So here, when we click on epic profession items, you can choose the item level. 259 is the base one, 272 the higher one, and 285 is the highest one that you can get with the Mythic Dawn crests. So just click on it, and here, when you scroll down, you will find the preferred stats. It's all the different combinations that you can find on the missives on the auction house. So here you can test around. Let's say I want to test on this character. This is a paladin. Let's say I want to find out with crit haste first. Just choose it here, scroll down, double check if everything is fine here, and then run the Droptimizer. But a little trick here, if you have a mouse with a middle mouse button, just click the middle mouse button and it will open in a different tab. This tab, wait, let me close this one. This tab will calculate crit and haste. Let's go with crit and mastery. Boom. Let's go with crit and verse. Boom. And so on. For the simplicity of this video, let's keep it with these three. Most likely it should be the weapon, because right now my character has a 259 weapon, and upgrading your weapon from 259 to 285 is gonna be a big jump. But let's see. When all three are done, we can compare. So when we see here, blacksmithing with, like I said, a weapon would give me 3109 DPS. This is the crit and haste variation. Let's see what the next one does. This is the sword, two-handed sword with crit and verse. I see this is 3.1k, also 3.1k around. Like these weapons, like you can see, all the weapons are pretty much the same, okay? It's 5.1% around there. So just choose whatever is best for you. And what was the third one that we got? Oh, look at that. 3.4k DPS. This is around 200 more DPS than the other ones if we go with crit and mastery. So you know that your character actually benefits from crit and mastery in that case. So I know what to craft next. So this is how you know which stats you need on your items. But what about embellishments? Because here we cannot choose embellishments. This needs a little extra step. So from here on, like you check the weapon that you want. Let's say I already crafted the weapon. What would be the next thing? Usually on Paladin, they suggest bracer or cloak with Arcana Weave lining. So let's check it out. You want to go to Raidbots again. You want to go to Top Gear. Click on the character. If we scroll down a bit, here's a little new thing that we didn't talk about before. It's called item search. This allows you to sim and compare specific items that you don't have in your vault or your bags with your current character. So in our case, we wanted to check the Spellbreaker's braces. So let's type that in. Spell. As soon as you start typing, it's gonna suggest different items. Spellbreaker's braces. There they are. And let's see the item level that it wants me to do it. It was 285 because you have to put in the item level here. If you click on it, it will show you the current potential item levels. So here's crafting levels. You see 233, 246, 259, whatever. We're gonna choose 285. And now we're gonna click on it. Boom. It appears now here. There's a little warning that it says unable to generate a combination with this item because it checks how much crests you actually have here for your items. In order to fix that, you can adjust stuff here. For example, we need more myth crests, so let's put that in. It's still angry because we need sparks. So you can also click on show all and it will show you the sparks. So let's add 2 more sparks so it knows what to do. So now we have the Spellbreaker's braces with versatility and mastery. If you click on the little plus icon here, you can reforge them into something else. Let's say I want one with mastery and versatility. Or let's say mastery and haste. Now I have 2 of them. And here you can also add embellishments. Let's put in the Arcana Weave lining in. There it is. And let's put another one just to test out with a Primal Spore binding, for example. Just make sure to unselect the ones that don't have one. I'm gonna leave one without an embellishment in so we can see the difference between these 2. All of them have haste and mastery, but they have different embellishments. So let's scroll down. Let's keep everything here the same so we just find out which embellishment here is the best. Again, we have a little queue. All right, now it's calculating and it's done. And now we will see that the braces here with pretty much both Arcana Weave lining and the Primal Spore binding do around the same damage. It's 1721 versus 1688. When it's so close to each other, it's basically the same thing. It's a side grade because there is a little bit of room of error. When you can see here, margin of error is 31 DPS. So in my case, I could use both. But the bigger difference is from a current gear, if I just upgrade the braces without an embellishment, it will still be a 1k DPS difference. But if I add an embellishment, it's another 700 on top, almost doubling it. Alright, and the last thing I would show you is the quick sim option here. It's a fast way to find out how much DPS your character does. And the cool thing is you can find out your openers so you know how your rotation should start when a pull starts. So let's go to quick sim. It's the same process again. Go in here and paste your text. And here we don't have many options. We just go down, we choose the fight style. Let's say in our case, I will do one with a boss. Let's go with boss. And let's say a pool of 7 or something. And let's go like this. After the simulation is done, you will see your currently potential DPS. This character could do 60,000 single target DPS. That's the Patchwerk fight with 1 boss in 5 minutes. Or if I up it up for 5 minutes with 7 bosses, it's 214,000 DPS. You see a cool breakdown of what does the most damage, like you can see in your details in your damage meter in-game. For example, here in a multi-target scenario is Divine Storm and Hammer of Light. Here it's Final Verdict, Blade of Justice, and then Hammer of Light. You can also scroll down to see the buffs, whatever. But the best part here is, if you scroll even further down, you will see the rotation, one sample iteration of all the stuff. I would suggest that you do like multiple quick sims and then compare if it's consistent or not. For example, what this character does in single target, it runs in, throws Blade of Justice, pops a potion, Judgment, into Wake of Ashes, into Hammer of Light, into Divine Toll, 2 times Final Verdict, Blade of Justice, and so on. This is the opener. Because sometimes I actually get questions, yo, why would you do that? And why would you do that? And the answer is, because it sims better. The computer knows. It does like, how many iterations does it do? It does 17,000 iterations, okay, to find out what the actual best rotation is. So that's the play. In multi-target scenarios, it would be, again, Blade of Justice, Judgment, into Wake of Ashes, Hammer of Light, Divine Toll, and then it will pop Divine Storm. So here I learned that this character, I can do the same opener for both multi-target and single target. I just switch out the spender. And this works for every DPS class and tank classes. Sadly, you cannot sim healers. Healers, you're on your own, but you're doing a good job. We all love you. The last thing that we can see here is advanced. This is pretty advanced. So most people, let's say 99% of the players, will never use this, okay? So I will not go into more detail, but here you can actually customize when to use what, which item sets you want to use, which combinations, like some more advanced stuff. I never used it. If I needed something like this, I went to the class Discord and asked some smarter people, okay? So I'm not gonna cover this one here. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me in the comments or catch me live on twitch.tv/NinoMMO. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.